I couldn't tell, but, I was really hoping to go to the Oilers. Actually, they're a class act organization in what they've done, and, going through the combine and them taking me out, they were unbelievable to me and, treated me with utmost respect, and, I was really looking forward to playing for them.
You're the small player that 10 years ago didn't get drafted. Why can you succeed at your size in today's NHL?
I think there's a lot of, role models in the league now. Johnny Gaudreau, Tyler Johnson, Matt Zuccarello, those guys that, have paved the pathway for a smaller guy like me. And, they've done a phenomenal job, being, those elite players still. And, it's unbelievable to see them have the success. And, I really thank them for paving the pathway for smaller players like me.
Has anyone informed you that TSN said that you're the shortest person ever drafted in the first round?
No, but during the interviews, I think about 5 minutes ago they did. So I think I weighed the lightest too. So
What's your real height?
I'm 5'7" and 3/4 and about 148. So yeah, pretty light. I think I could get to 170. My brother's about 168 right now, so I think 170.
Is it more exciting for you being a skilled guy to come to a team that has McDavid and Draisaitl and obviously some other skilled guys to play with eventually?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Going to that team. I played against Draisaitl my first year in Spokane, and that he was unbelievable. I've never seen a guy chuck backhand sauce, cross iced right on the tape to a goal. I'm really looking forward to it, and going to that skilled team. I think it's definitely going to benefit my game, and it's going to be awesome.
What are your goals left in the Western Hockey League? I mean, you put up a ton of points this year. What's the goal for next year?
I think my goal next year is, obviously help my team win as many games. I obviously want to win the Memorial Cup, and, I think personally is definitely to lead the league in points.
Do you have a schedule for yourself? When do you think you might be National Hockey League ready?
I don't. I think maybe this year, if not one more year, I think then I'll be ready.
You have a relationship with Tyler Johnson? You mentioned him as one of the guys.
Yeah, I do. He, I grew up skating with him. His mom was my first power skating coach when I was about, 2 years old, and I've worked out with him for the past 4 years. He's a tremendous guy, tremendous athlete, and one of my biggest role models in life.
Everybody in Spokane took power skating from Mrs. Johnson. Is that right?
Seems like it, yeah.
He made it. Tyler made it. He's a very good player. Has he been a role model for you?
Yeah, the biggest role model. Watching him and seeing what he's been able to do in the NHL and what he's done as a person. I want to emulate myself, and he's definitely paved the path for me, the right path at least. And he's an unbelievable guy, unbelievable friend, and I'm really looking forward to hopefully playing against him one day.
You get a text from him yet?
I haven't checked my phone. I'm nervous to check my phone, but I think I might have gotten one from him.
What's the biggest challenge for you moving forward before you get National Hockey League ready? What's the biggest thing you think you have to work on?
I definitely think I need to get bigger. Obviously, I'm a little lighter, so I definitely think I need to gain those pounds, to get to that appropriate NHL body weight. And, I think once I get there, then I'll definitely be ready for the NHL.
How do you do that the right way? I mean, I can tell you how to gain 15 quick ones.
Definitely make sure I'm eating, all the time, my nutritionist, make sure I never want to be hungry. I always want to, just keep feeding myself and, make sure I'm getting in the weight room.
Did you get a feel at all from the Oilers in the interview process that it was a legitimate possibility? Anything unique in their interview?
No, I don't even think they didn't interview me at the NHL Combine. They actually took me out to dinner Wednesday, and they asked me, would you like to be a Edmonton Oiler? And I said yeah, and I think after that, I got the best feeling from them. The respect they had for me and what they did for me, was unbelievable, and I really thank them a lot.
Who'd you go to dinner with?
I went with Peter Chiarelli, Bob Green, Keith Gretzky, and Crossan.
Jim Crossan.
Jim Crossan, yeah.
Western League
Yeah, yeah.
Growing up and also at the higher levels, did you ever have to deal with any kind of prejudice, because you're Asian American or because of your last name from players, fans, anything like that?
No, actually, it's been a coast for me. Everywhere I've gone, people have been phenomenal. Treat me with utmost respect and playing and laughing, giggling with me. It's been awesome. So.
Your father would be Japanese then. Could you just give us a little background how you end up with a name like Yamamoto, because you don't particularly look Asian?
Yeah. So my dad's dad, he's from Japan actually. He was in the internment camps, and my dad's about, I think he's half Japanese, so that makes me a quarter Japanese, and it's unbelievable to be a Japanese and get the Japanese heritage, hopefully in the NHL one day. And it's been a wild ride, and hopefully it keeps coming.
He is the newest member of the Edmonton Oilers. He is Kyler Yamamoto, taken 22nd overall. You got a big smile on your face. It's a huge day for you. Take us through your day and then finally getting to hear your name at 22.
You know, I went to a breakfast this morning at 7:30 and with all the players in this draft, and Gary Bettman talked, and, you know, I started to definitely get the nerves there. And, you know, a little bit after, I knew I had the nerves, so I went and worked out for about an hour and a half with my sister, actually. And
a little pump?
Yeah, a little pump. You know, I had to do it and, you know, stay in shape. But after that, you know, I took about an hour and a half nap, and, you know, just to calm down. And then, you know, after that, you know, went out to get food with my family, and, you know, went shopping for a little bit, and then come in here. And, you know, when I came here, the nerves started coming back, and they came in hot. And, you know, I think about 2021 when they were picking, you know, I really wanted an Edmonton Oiler, and, you know, my chest started just pounding. And you know, once the 21st pick, and I was really hoping, and once my name was called, you know, just the relief that came from me, it was unbelievable. And, you know, just having my family here for me, it was you know, it was during the combine. You know, they told me they didn't want to interview me because they didn't want to know anybody who was interested in me, and then I'm going to cherish it for the rest of my life. On Wednesday, and then you know, when I got back from the combine, they actually took me golfing, and that was an unbelievable experience. And yeah.
How'd you shoot?
You know, not as good as Bob Green, but you know, I did all right. But he's a good golfer. But it was really fun, and being able to go golfing with them, it was a tremendous experience, and you know, something I'll never forget.
All right, you're the newest member of the Edmonton Oilers. What do you know about the organization? I know you're a Western kid from Spokane, but what do you know about the team?
It's a tremendous, you know, obviously Connor McDavid, you know, rated the best player in the league this year in Draisaitl. I played against him when I was 16, and he's a phenomenal player. I've never seen somebody chuck sauce, cross ice, backhand better than him, but it's unbelievable. And, you know, Wayne Gretzky obviously played for them, you know, won a lot of cups here, and best player that's ever played the game. So it's an unbelievable feeling to be drafted by the Edmonton Oilers, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Kyler, when people talk about your stature and your size, what do you say to them? Because you've put up 227 points in 3 years in the Dub, and that's a tough league to play into as a smaller guy.
You know, I try to block them out. You know, I don't try to, you know, listen to them. You know, if I listen to them, then I'm going to stop believing in myself. And you know, I think growing up, the biggest thing for me was, you know, believe in myself, believe that I can do anything, and have no fear in my game. And you know, if you have that belief, then you'll have that confidence. And I think that confidence leads to a good hockey player. So.
I know you brought up Johnny Gaudreau as a great example. I mean, we get to see him in Calgary all the time. But who are some other guys you look up to, and who's kind of really helped you come along and giving you that confidence as a smaller skilled guy?
You know, definitely Matthew Grilla. I like to emulate my game after him, but, you know, I think one of my biggest role models growing up was Tyler Johnson. His mom, you know, taught me she was my first power skating coach at the age of 2, and, you know, I've been on the ice with him ever since I was a little kid, and, you know, I've been working out with him for the past 4 years, and just seeing what he's done in the NHL and what his work ethic's like in the weight room, it's something else. And, you know, he's definitely my biggest role model, and he definitely paved a pretty good path for me to get to the NHL.
Kyler, congratulations. Enjoy the weekend. Huge moment for you and your family. We'll see you at development camp in Jasper in a week.
Thank you.
Kyler Yamamoto, 22nd overall.
comparable for guys that we've seen play? Would he be similar to that guy?
Yeah. I think he's a little quicker. And I think a little Tyler Johnson's a real good player. I think Kyler gets after it on the forecheck, and he separates guys from pucks even with that size. So there's a little bit of a difference there.
You guys, you get Chris Russell done today. Maybe just talk about. You made it clear at the end of the season you wanted to get it done, and at any point along the way, was there any doubt in your mind it would get done?
Well, probably not. But we didn't protect him. So a team like Las Vegas was able to talk to him, and I was informed that they did talk to him. So you hope you build up some capital with them throughout the year, and he's a great team guy. I think he added a real necessary component to our D, and we got through that expansion moratorium, and we were able to finish it off the last couple of days.
Just a thought on Elaine's openness to strike the type of deal he did with it backdiving.
Yeah, well, I think it was our openness. I think you generally want a little bit of a flatter deal, but I understand him wanting that structure, and so we were okay to come to an agreement on that.
Every time we interview you about Chris Russell, there's always this element that maybe doesn't see the value in his game. What numbers do you guys keep on him? What sorts of things do you guys see in his game that make him so valuable that basic analytics wouldn't show?
Well, I understand every time either I mention him or there's some movement on him, there's a whole firestorm of analytics. So he just doesn't put up a lot of points, but he skates. We talked about when I signed him originally about his entries, his entry passes. About those are numbers that are among the highest in the league. His offensive zone entries. He competes. He blocks shots. He settles the D down. He plays both sides. Very, very valuable player, and he's a leader, and he's competitive. So, he can log big minutes for his size. He can log big minutes, and he's a very competitive player. So there's a lot to like about Chris. He just doesn't, he doesn't put up the 40 or 50 points that everybody wants.
Did he, at the end of the regular season, did you have a pretty good idea if you wanted to sign him or not? But with his performance in the playoffs, did your willingness to maybe look at a longer deal or some more money involved, did he really do himself some favors with his play in the playoffs?
Sure, but we started discussions back in January, and it just I had to let some things fall into place before a number of things to fall into place before we could ultimately sign him. But it's a dialogue that we started relatively early. I know he got injured, and there's he's the type of player that's going to get injured the way he plays, but he had a real strong playoffs. It's just he was someone we wanted to sign all along.
Just back to Yamamoto in our interview with him, he did not concede that he would automatically be going back to Spokane. I know you guys had multiple conversations, and he is late born, so he's a little bit more mature kid, even though he's smaller. Just a thought on that attitude.
I mean, just on its face, I don't think that he would be with us when the season starts. But Kyler can do a lot of things, and he's a pretty driven kid. The one thing that sticks out in my mind is when we were having we took him out to dinner at the Combine, and we were just eating there and talking, and he said, "Why should we draft you?" And that's a standard question you ask, and I've never really heard this answer. He said that you got to draft me because otherwise I'm going to come back and haunt you. So he's a pretty confident kid. That was an impressive answer, and he backs it up with his play. So never say never, but we'll see.
Is there anything particular you want to try and get done on day 2 of the draft? You've got some third-round picks. Are there needs on your roster?
Well, we're gonna go a little need based as it progresses here. So we've broken up our list into categories. So you probably won't see us jump around, but we're going to try and, unless someone falls in our lap, we're going to try and address some needs.
Anything on the roster, do you think? On your starting roster next year, do you see yourself making any moves for players?
I don't think so. I've had a couple of discussions, but I don't think so.
Thanks, Peter.
All right.
Round one is in the books. Peter Chiarelli and the Edmonton Oilers select Kyler Yamamoto out of Spokane. Peter, what do you like so much about Yamamoto and what he brings as a player?
Well, he's got a real interesting skill package, and most players his size have to have a dimensional asset to the game, and that's what his is. But he really he has a dimension to his game, an additional dimension. Like he's an aggressive on the puck, and that includes stripping, that includes checking, forechecking. He knocks guys off the puck, which is hard to do for a person his size, but very aggressive, and so he has that element to his game that not normally associated with players of that size. So very competitive. He plays all positions. He's probably more natural winger. Very good shot, good passer, a complete player.
Naturally, he said his heart was pounding, but when 22 came up, he was hoping that you guys took him. What does that say about the relationship you were able to build with him? And he's kind of a spunky kid when you talk to him. What did you get out of his character when you met with him?
Well, he's a confident kid, but humble. Right. He's a guy that we've kind of been after a little bit as far as targeting him where we're going to pick. So got to know him a bit. We took him out in Buffalo. Bob Green and Keith Gretzky went and visited him and spoke, and he's a driven kid, and someone that size to succeed the way that he has succeeded. I mean, there's something special about him. So he's faced a lot of challenges. He's a confident kid, and he has to be. So he's got a contagious personality, and he's got some leadership too.
I know you talked about beefing up the roster, which you've done. What does that say about the way the league's kind of going too, where you see these littler guys being able to succeed, the Gaudreaus, the Johnsons, and how that league has progressed to that point?
Well, yeah, the whole rule package in 0405 helped that. There's always room for those players, maybe a little more now because of that rule package and how it's evolved. But I mean, these guys have to have, players that succeed at that size. They have to have an element of an edge to their game. They have to be able to compete, win pucks, and that's what this guy does. So he's earned it.
Peter, as always, thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.